Here is part 7 for what if Deku was Ant-Man. Let's get into it. So in the last part, Deku just versed Stain and Deku won the sword fight. And he's in the hospital now. And he just left a note on hospital counter saying he went home. So Deku's at home right now. Let's get into it. So when Deku just teleported back to his base, he said hello to Star, and Star said, "Sir, you haven't been in for a while. Was something wrong?" And then Deku said, "No, Star, it's fine." And then Deku asked, "Star, can you fill me in the latest UA things you got to do?" And she said, "Yes, sir." A massive TV falls down from the TV. It's hanging, and it says, "Sir, you have this." The Deku says, "What?" "You're going to be the heroes, the teachers test." Look, students as teachers. Be sure. Deku says, "Really? But what do you mean, teachers? You're going to be fighting teachers." Deku says, "Oh, do you know who I'm fighting?" Then she says, "No, sir. Hasn't been decided yet." Oh, next morning, Deku walks in the class and Aizawa says, "Well, class, in a couple weeks, we are going to be going to summer training camp." They all start cheering, but Aizawa says, "If you don't ace this last test, you'll be having summer school." Then they'll start saying, "We need to get this test, we need to get this test done." And then Deku's saying, "Let me guess, we're going to be, after this test, we're going to be fighting the teachers." Then Zara's just shocked. And Zara says, "How do you know that?" And then Deku says, "I got my ways, race ahead. A lot of them." There's that like a tone, and race ahead says, "Fine." And then everyone's like, "Doesn't get what he means." And then Zara said, "You'll get it in a couple of weeks, like a week or two." So this is when they start doing the test. I say Deku's around third. He's above Ida. Everyone's like one back. So, what is it? What else was it? I'm trying to remember the story. Yeah, it's the heroes, I mean, it's the students versus the heroes. So, Azawa says we're going to be facing the heroes. And what Deku said 2 weeks ago, yes, you're going to be fighting us. A bunch of teachers come out. Then they're saying, "Wait, Deku, you already knew about this?" And Deku said, "Yeah, I didn't have to tell anyone though, did I? And if I did, I'm sorry." She looked like a little smug grin. And then Boko's saying, "Why didn't you tell any of us, you nerd?" Deku just said, "I just said, you can ask. And plus, like I tell you something, a dipshit like you, like I'll do anything like that." And Boko gets really pissed and tries to throw his bone legs at the wrist and said, "Enough, you two. Alright, disqualified you on the spot now." Boko goes back in the place and calms down. Then Principal Nezu comes out of Zawa, out of him, that he climbed out of his massive scarf and slides down and says, "Yes, you're right, and Zawa, good work for keeping him in line." Then he said, "Thanks, sir." Then he told him that who they're going to be fighting, but then All said, "I am here." He climbs up the sky, and then Deku saying, "Oh, don't tell me." Then Boko says, "We're fighting." Deku says, "All Might." Then they will say, all the students say that, and then all the teachers saying, "Of course, you're going to be fighting All Might, the #1 hero." And then Principal says, "Think of us as villains," and then they tell them about the rules. Okay, then they walk into the arena. I mean, everyone else just go the same, but when Deku just walks into the arena with Bakugo, then Bakugo says, "Don't get in my way, nerd." Then Deku said, "Trust me, I don't like to get anyone's way, especially trash." Then Bakugo's like, "Wah." And Deku goes really small and jumps off, but then All Might falls out the sky. Then he says to Bakugo, "Young Bakugo, coming on your own, really? It's about teamwork." And then Bakugo says, "Shut up, All Might." He tries to do an explosion, but All Might just dodges and tackles what was his name? Bakugo to the ground, grabbing one of his arms behind his back. "Calm down, young Bakugo." And All Might says, "Where's Deku? well, young Midoriya. Second, he said Midoriya, he gets punched right in the face by like a massive fist. And then All Might is flying through a building. Then Deku grabs him, puts his hand through the building, grabs him, picks him up saying, "How do you like getting crushed on?" He smashes him to the ground and about to step on All Might. But All Might's like pushing his foot up. Then Deku says, "I'd like to see you try." Deku stomps on All Might. All Might goes into the sewer system, then jumps out of the ground. Then All Might saying, "Calm down, young Midoriya. It's only a test." And then Deku's saying, "Ha, a test my ass." Then Deku's run at full force when it's like really big. It's making the ground to start to shatter and shake. Deku at full force kicks All Might. He goes flying. He goes out the arena and hits a bunch of trees. Then he starts coughing up. Then he runs up to Deku and then he pulls his arm back and he says, What is it? I'm just going to Detroit Smash. Detroit Smash! Deku puts his arms up. It hits Deku, making him go back a couple of feet. And then Deku goes back to normal, into his normal base form. All Might gets close to him. And then grabs Deku. And then saying, "No! No!" Deku puts his arm around All Might. Grows really big. Squishes him in back his gut. Then All Might punches Deku in the gut, making him go flying back. And then Deku uses last of his strength. Stands up, he says, "Die!" He shouts that and All Might's gone, oh crap. All Might gets hit with the most powerful, hatred, bloodlusting kick. He goes flying through walls, buildings. He gets hit so hard, he goes out the arena and hits the skull. And then everyone's like, "What the hell?" Almost in its normal form. And a bunch of heroes, a bunch of Mexican heroes start to rush over to All Might. And Deku said, "Oh, that felt so good to get out my system." Then I thought All Might knocked out Bokyo. Deku goes in his big form, picks up the little unconscious Bakugo, and then he slowly walks over to the gate, goes really small, picks him up, and then he just walks through, saying, "Izuku Midoriya wins." And then this is the next chapter. Yeah, they go to the training in the forest. So they're now on the bus, and then the bus just stops, and then they say, "Why did we stop?" Then they see the three wild pussycats, and then when they explain the rules, you can be a couple hours in the forest. Then Deku says, "What do you mean forest?" They explain all that, and then the blue clothed wild pussycat put hands ground, and the ground starts to shatter, throwing them off the cliff. Deku says, "Oh, good." Deku goes really big, grabbed him to the ledge. I'm gonna say he grabbed like Ida, Todoroki, and like Momo. And then Azao said, "Come on, Midoriya. You know you need to go down." Deku says, "Head, I'm going down." Deku, with his right arm, pulls himself back up. He puts Ida, Todoroki, and Momo on the ledge, and then say, "Deku, you okay?" Deku climbs up, we're back to normal. And then the racer's head said, "Oh well, guess you can hop in the car with us." Then the one person kept saying, "But isn't he meant to go down with them?" But Deku said, Racerhead said, "Well, they didn't fall down, I guess." I guess. And you really think that guy that with the green hair is actually gonna go down, wouldn't he? And then they look at him and they see him with like a bunch of like a blank stare, bunch of knuckles. And then like they're saying, "Oh yeah, he can go on the bus." Then they all walk on the bus. Then Ida, Momo, and Todoroki thank Deku for saving them. And then Todoroki said, "Why'd you save us? You could have easily saved some other people." And then Deku said, "Well, I think of you guys, my most friends. Well, the people in this whole class at least. I think of you one of my most friends." And then they say, what's most friends mean? I mean, I like you guys. Everyone else, they're okay except Bakugo. No, mate. Everyone else. And then they say, oh, okay. And then, a couple hours later, I mean, like 10 minutes later, they're at the camp spot. And Deku said, I'll make dinner. Deku starts making dinner. 2 hours, 3 hours later, everyone's just walking out the forest. And they had a lot higher time because one, they didn't have Todoroki, Ida, Momo, or Deku. It took them like 4 more hours. They're all like shaking, starving, tired. And then Bakugo was to see Todoroki, Ida, Deku, and Momo just eating food. Then Bakugo says, Deku! Then Deku's saying, hmm? He sees everyone come out the forest and the wild pussycat saying, well, they took longer than expected. Then raised his head said, well, those four wasn't with them, that's probably why. And then the training starts. After they have a bath, go to sleep, and the training starts for the month. They all do the same thing, except Deku. Except being combat training, Deku's got, well, he's trying to run and increase his stamina, like Ida, pretty much. He's with Ida running. As I said earlier, more stamina means you can go bigger and you can get more control of the size. So for the whole thing, Deku's just working with stamina, swimming, running, climbing, stuff like that. And then get to the villain attack. Deku's gone off to, well, get his food, but then a massive explosion. And then the villain Vanguard squad, they all start attacking. And then Deku says, that little Koda, I need to find him. Then he says to one of the wild pussycats, I'm going to find Koda. I know where he is. Where Koda is, Musk is just about to hit Koda, but Deku in his small form grabs Koda and throws him back with him. And Musk was saying, where'd he go? He looks forward and he sees Deku. As he always has his hero costume on him thanks to his belt. Deku saying, well, this is convenient. Deku hits his hero costume. Well, his belt and his hero costume pops out on the skin. Then he says, well, a villain. Why are you here? And then Moscow said, a kid on my list. Where's Bakugo? And Deku said, Bakugo, that pile of crap? No, I don't know. And like I'd actually let you get him. Then Moscow said, you're going to tell me? Well, I'm going to break every bone in your body. Then the Master says, well, I was going to do that anyway, but, no, it's just good. I'll just get something else to tell me. The Master goes really big, tries to throw a punch at Deku. Deku grows really big, picks up Muscular up, and literally just smashes him to the mountain, then throws him off the cliff. Then Deku says, well, that is easy. Muscular charges at, goes back up, charges at Deku. It hits Deku, nothing happened. Deku just kicks him, and then he's out cold, pretty much. So let's get back to the part where, well, Deku picks up Killer, and then he just jumps. And everything else happens the same, bit much, except the others being a little stronger, but everything happens the same till Bakugo gets captured. And then there's all them together, and they say, guys, they see Todoroki and Momo running around, and then they say, is that Bakugo? And I can't remember. He's like got a quirk called Shadow. Then they say that Ren took them. And Deku said, "Oh hell!" Then Todoroki says, "Deku, is it possible for you to throw us up there?" And Deku said, "Yeah, but I have to get close. I can't even get that tall." And then they made up the same plan, so they launch. But instead of like they're hitting him in the back, Deku goes really big, grabs the others in his hand, make him safe. And then Deku grabs onto him, and then he holds onto it, and then they all head to the ground. And then a massive explosion happens, thanks to pretty much the impact. Then all the villains just looking, they see a massive figure start walking out. They start looking up, it's like towards a skyscraper. Deku says, hello. Then Deku goes back to normal and let everyone else out. and got the villains unconscious. Then he says to the guy of the quadruple arms quirk, search this guy, get them. Then he starts searching the pockets and he sees 2 blue balls, but then he said, I got them, and they pass them. He passes them when he says, these aren't the right ones. They said, oh, screw it. They all start to fight. And then Deku runs over to the masked dude, punches him in the face, and where's the balls? Then the mask falls off, and then he sees a bunch of 2 glowing objects in his mouth. He puts his hands to his mouth, saying, oh, gross. He picks them up, and he sees Bakio and the other one. Deku says, oh, yes! Deku squishes them, and they both pop out. And then the one with the magnet quirk, and then he pulls him back in. There he comes over to them, and then he says, "This is not the end, hero." And then Barry says, "It's not the end now, Todoroki." Then Todoroki looks at him like a weird glare, and then they just go. This is the end of part 7 for What If Deku is Ant-Man. Bye.